Welcome to the podcast. I read it online somewhere. Your science questions answered.
Hi, and welcome to episode 27 of I Read It Online Somewhere. We are here every couple of weeks to discuss what we have read online and answer your strange and wonderful science-based questions like, why is the Eiffel Tower bigger in the summer? I'm Amie, and I failed science at school, but luckily for me, I'm joined by two science teachers, Andrew.
Hi.
And Ross.
Hello, Andrew forgot who he was for a second.
Sorry, well, there was no, because it just reads up. I'm sorry, I'm reading the script.
You're not meant to read it.
Okay, right, well, I'll turn it off, and then I'll,
Okay.
I'll act
Sorry,
all
to that bit
surprised.
Just react.
Our podcast is a look at some of the science stories we read online this week, and we try to answer some of your questions. If you do want to get in touch with your questions, please email us at iredditos@gmail.com, or you can find us on any social media channel, even Bebo, because that's making a comeback, at iredditos. Ad-lib there.
Well done, Bebo is back.
Bebo is back.
Yeah, I know, I saw
That's
that.
quite big
Quite
news.
exciting. Yeah. Well done, by the
already-
way, on your first intro, Amy.
Thank you. Just one hit wonder, you know. But Bebo have already banned Trump.
Already?
Interesting. They've said that they're not going to have him, and
They're not going to be a platform for hate.
they're
Oh,
going
to
to
be
take
fair.
on. They're going to. It's weird that Bebo kind of sold itself or just disappeared when it was the boom of like social media stuff. Do you not think?
I think it just got beat by Facebook. Didn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't think it was big in America.
I don't think it
America.
was. But was MySpace not really big in America?
Oh yeah, Tom.
I think that was huge, and then Facebook kind of took over from that. I think.
Well, I think the older generation went on Facebook, whereas none of the older generation went on Bebo. It was just for 5 years worth of millennials. That's it.
Yeah, I was a big fan though.
I was a big
But
fan of
anyway.
Bebo. I loved it.
This week's sponsor is Bebo.com coming back.
Bebo.
Yeah. So do you know what I forgot in all my excitement of doing my first intro was Ross is doing the science fact this week.
Science fact of the week.
The science fact of the week.
Science fact of the week.
Ooh.
So, funny story about the science fact of the week. I googled
Science fact of the week.
I Googled science fact of the week. So my science fact of the week was that the Eiffel Tower gets 15 centimeters taller.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
During the summer.
And you just found out that that's what the question is.
Yeah, that was the question.
Okay, give us a question, a fact at the top of your head then.
Fact off the top of my head.
Or would you want us to give you a topic and see if you can answer it? Just say,
Just give me a random
Plants.
topic, see if I can come.
oh, that's too vague and boring.
Yeah, give me something more specific.
Sunflowers.
Killer whales. There's one.
Okay.
So my question. Well, it's not a question. Killer whales are white on the bottom and black on top, to camouflage themselves. So if you look down into the water,
As a seagull.
yeah, as a seagull, they look black, so you can't see them like in the water underneath you. And then if you're underneath them and you're looking up, they are white, so they sort of blend in with the sky because you're looking up at the sky.
I'm not being funny though. What have they got to worry about? Look at their name, killer whales. Like, who is fearing killer whales?
I'll tell you who's...
What are killer whales fearing? Tell me, Andrew.
Megalodons. Or big sharks. But did you know...
Sorry, can we go back to Megalodon?
All right, sorry. Well,
You've not
Megalodon...
seen the film The Meg?
Yeah,
Jason
come on.
Statham's
It's
Wait.
real.
killer
yeah,
hit from
Megalodon's
last year.
it's a prehistoric or a dinosaur
Oh,
age
so they're
type
not
thing.
around
They're
anymore.
not around anymore. But did you
Well,
know
it's
what
very similar
one
to a shark,
of the
so they're-
did you know that an elk, it's either an elk or a reindeer, what one of their biggest predators is?
Killer whales.
Killer whales.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because they can dive, the elk or the deer, I can't remember which one it is, but they can dive down quite far in the water, far enough that orcas are one of their main sort of predators.
Predator.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's really
Hello.
weird. Yeah.
nice. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I've seen some sort of elk. Or is it are elk the same as moose? I don't know. Are
Right.
they separate things?
Are they a deer? Is it an elk? Is it a moose?
Something with antlers.
It's got antlers.
Yeah, but like a moose is very different to deer. Like mooses are massive, and then a deer is just like, "Hello, I'm a deer. I'm
Moosive.
just going for a walk."
Moosive.
Okay, so and I'm setting homework for next week because now I'm in charge. So Andrew, your homework next week is to come up with the science fact.
Okay, cool. I can do that.
That's your homework.
That's my
I'm just
homework.
going to give homework. You guys get to give homework like every day. I don't. I'm excited.
I mean, not every day.
I hate homework.
You're nice.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you've not got homework, Ross. Don't worry.
in biology, there's
I have
not
to-
like
I have to
there's
mark
not
it
like
all. It's-
loads of
it's-
stuff to like. You can't learn loads of stuff in a day and then give them loads of homework. It's not like physics where it's just like maths.
That's fair, actually.
Just practice these questions.
Okay, and moving on. Okay, so we're going to do what we've read online this week, and we're going to start with Andrew this week.
So, guys, I wonder if you have heard of a tiny little indie film called Frozen.
Familiar with it.
I've watched it 200 times this year.
I mean, I don't know quite how popular it is. However, one of the 20th century's biggest unsolved mysteries has been solved because of Frozen.
Oh, is it to do with living snowmen?
It isn't to do with living snowmen, but it is to do with snow.
Is it to do with Sven being an elk, a moose, or a deer?
A quadruped of some kind, yeah.
Is it reindeer? Just a deer?
Sorry,
in the
that
rain?
was a missive pun.
Oh no! Oh, that was
I don't know
awful.
what to say.
That was awful. Well, so I don't know if you guys have heard about
Oh, dear.
the mystery of the.
It's a bit of an expensive
this
taste.
is what?
Oh, no.
These are terrible
You've
puns.
done it wrong again. So I need to tell you
Terrible
about the time
puns.
we went out for a dinner with my parents, and Amie ordered veal, and she went, "Well, this is expensive, isn't it?"
no! Sorry.
No, I said it's a bit dear, this.
Oh, you
Oh,
made
yeah,
a
this
deer
is
joke
deer,
about
isn't it?
veal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got confused between veal and venison. And I was like, oh, that's a bit dear. And your dad was like, yeah, it's close. It's a bit pricey. And I was like, no, like deer. He's like, what? So yeah, so I try and make that joke a lot, but I've just completely made the wrong thing. So please ignore me.
After that joke, did you need a wee calf? That's right.
Very good, very good.
So,
Right, we need to move on. Come on.
Ross, now he's not hosting, he's just thinking of all the puns.
You see, when you're hosting, you just can't. You don't. There's no time to think of this. You're thinking of what's coming next.
I know.
okay, so yeah, so one of the 20th century's biggest unsolved mysteries might now have an answer, and that is thanks to Disney's Frozen. So this is about the mystery of the Dyatlov Pass in Russia. So what happened was, or the story goes, that a group of friends went out, sort of like a 4-day sort of skiing type adventure, cross-country skiing, and then they never reported back after a specific amount of time, and so then the rescuers went out to go find them, and what they discovered was, that all of their tents were still in one place, but they had all been ripped open from the inside, and all of the people had kind of went out naked and were kind of scattered around the place with broken bones and missing limbs and missing eyes and tongues. And
This is weird.
really weird. So no one could have thought there's loads of theories, but the theories don't necessarily match up with the science that's available at the time. So what they did was they kind of had been kind of going on for this for ages, and it's about a 62-year-old mystery. Still not too sure what it was. There was talk of monsters and yetis and abominable snowmen and all that sort of stuff. And then there was one theory of, someone said, it just sounds like what do you call that thing? An avalanche. And but the avalanche is the best explanation for it to happen naturally, for them to crush bones, etc. Right? But it doesn't make sense because avalanches don't happen where this place was. So where this place was, there wasn't the correct degrees of what do you call that? Like angle.
The slope.
The
like
slope,
side
that
of
was
the
it.
slope, yeah.
So the slope wasn't the correct angle for an avalanche to happen. So that kind of got completely and utterly discounted. Then along came Frozen and their computer technology on how they make the snow land and how it all sort of builds up over time, etc. They used that to work out whether or not it could potentially have been an avalanche. And now what they think is, so when they were pitching their tents, they would have to cut into the snow, right? So they have to like almost cut out a block, and then they put their tents in there. What happened was that night that it happened, there was a massive snowstorm, and it's built up on top of the tents, or just above the tents, at an angle less than an avalanche would normally be caused. But because they had dug out the snow, they think that that's actually what caused a kind of natural avalanche to happen. So like one at a lower angle, and it slid off, and that's what caused everybody to sort of be crushed and broken bones, etc. Then, because they were all then trying to get out the snow and people were trying to go back and get their friends, they all had to cut themselves out of the tents to get out. And then, unfortunately, because they weren't dressed, because they were just, they were sleeping when it all happened, they unfortunately died of hypothermia. And then eyes, etc., were all eaten by predators.
Yeah,
so it's really interesting. I mean, it's pretty grisly, but it's really interesting that they kind of worked out that this could potentially have happened because of the computer-generated powers of Frozen. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. Very good, Andrew. And we're also moving over to you then.
Okay.
Your story.
So, can you name a psychological trick and tactic that is used to make people buy more?
Putting something at $9.99.
Yes, good. On the list.
Putting it near the checkout.
On the list.
Doing a 3 for 2.
Oh, I don't know if that's...
Should be on the list, surely.
Yeah, I would have said so.
Boots love that. That gets me every time.
Celebrity endorsement.
No, I think it's more like the psychological
100%
stuff.
extra free. Something about mentioning something free.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a
you
good
get
one.
the percentage off.
Mhm.
So.
Just anything that feels like you're getting a good deal.
Yeah, but so what
Doing
makes you feel
competitor
like
analysis.
So I'll read a couple of the other things out. So not just so you mentioned doing stuff like instead of £3, do it as like £2.99.
Mhm.
But it's actually a thing that if you price stuff with odd numbers, so it doesn't have to be like 99. If you price something with an odd number, people are more likely to buy it.
Yes,
So instead of going
£7.95.
like £2.50, you do like £2.47. For some
You never
reason,
really see it as an even number, do you? You
No.
never see like $9.98.
Yeah, you're
wonder
right.
why
That
that
is
is.
weird. I suppose because you're
other
maybe just
things-
thinking like
sorry.
it's only a penny more,
Yeah, maybe.
like to write
or
like almost
it's like
round
odd numbers.
up.
You can't like work out exactly where it is. Like
Yeah.
where is that? Is that £2? Is that £3? Like
Fair.
just trying to confuse you.
Well, back to that. Back to maths. If it's above 5, then you just round up. So it's like,
True.
Yeah, but if you panic someone with like a 7 or a 3, they're like, oh, which one's that?
yeah.
Is that up or down?
So other things you've got. This is the one that I found the most interesting. Is that you should have a visual contrast between your sale price and your original price. So I found out the best way to sell something is to have your original price in bold twice the size of your discounted price. So you would have like £50 in bold, really big and obvious, and you put a really small line through it, and then you put your sale price like £25, really small, and you make it red as well.
Yeah.
Very Sports Direct.
And
Yeah.
I suppose there's a lot of psychology in that, and you feel like you're almost like getting a steal, like you feel like you're getting the project, like it's a secret. You shouldn't know it.
Yeah. If you feel like you're getting a good deal, you like it.
You like it. You do like it more. Yeah.
Or if you think it's about to sell out.
Well, that's another one here is, so they'll say there's 12 other people looking at this item in your box.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Or there's 3 other people looking at this holiday.
Yeah, that
Not
does
that
work.
anyone's looking at holidays.
Remember when Mario Kart came out for the Wii, and it was like everyone wanted it, but they just didn't have that many copies. But then the more like you couldn't get it, the more you wanted it. I reckon it's like the PS5. I reckon there's a lot of people that aren't bothered about a PS5. But imagine if they go into Curry's and see that there's one there, they'd probably buy it. They could afford it.
Yeah.
But like if there was like 100 PS5s, they're not going to be.
You're not bothered. Yeah. What's scarcity is it causes people to buy.
The last one I thought was quite interesting. You see this used a lot of places. Is you have something that's like overpriced, So let's say you got three options. You have the cheapest option, you have a middle option, and then you have a really expensive option. But really, you want people to buy the middle option.
Yeah.
And psychologically, they will buy the middle option because they think they're getting a better value deal than paying for the cheaper one, but they don't want to pay for the ridiculously
Do you know
expensive
who does that?
one.
Cinemas with drinks
Yeah.
and popcorn. I've either seen this on a TV show or a podcast, but that's what they do. So they brought out basically want people to get a medium drink, but to make them feel like they're having a good deal, they brought out a large one and a small one.
So
Because
so
once
that,
you're spending
so that you're seeing
£3,
what it is, because it might be like £3 for the wee one, but it's £5 for the big one, and it's £8 for the bigger one. You would go for the £5 one because it's not. It's just
or
a wee
even
bit cheaper.
Even McDonald's, you pay like 50p more and you get a bigger drink and more chips.
Yeah. Usually the drink isn't actually bigger. There's all these videos of people taking the large drinks, pouring it into a medium, and it still fits.
It's still the same,
in a medium drink.
Ask for it without any ice. That's my tip.
Good tip.
But you know the things on the. So we used to call them when I worked in Boots. We used to call it impulse buying. So impulse buys were things that you put right at the tills. And it's the most common things that people pick up. So it's like tissues, tissues, chewing gum, mints or sweets.
You know they're not allowed to do chocolate anymore. So like Boots and stuff like that would have loads of chocolate at the. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
No. So sweet, but mint sweets, like minty sweet type things are fine. Chewing gum or like mints.
Yeah, but you're not going to binge on them, are you?
I don't know. I quite like a soft mint spearmint flavour.
You just get
can't eat a whole pack.
The ridiculous magazines.
They've got laxatives in them, you know that.
I know they do. Do you remember Polo Holes?
Yeah.
Right. So I
the
remember
ones that went blue.
They had like blue sparkles in them.
Yeah, the ones that had blue sparkles.
No.
Normal polos.
Polo Holes. So it was the holes of polos.
Oh, the little ones.
Yeah, so it was like the
and
middle.
And it came in a big O.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no. That was like mini polos. They were amazing. But it was the holes of the polos.
Welcome to our journey through ancient British.
No, wait, hold on. There's a point. There's a whole point.
There used to be this thing called Werther's Originals.
Shown my age.
They were my favourites.
I love how rogue Ross has gone from not.
I know.
I'm loving it.
But the polo holes though, they were diuretic, so they cause you to pee all the time. It's the same with chewing gum. Chewing gums has diuretics in them.
Wait, but do you know what my theory is in that? Because you're chewing constantly, so you're getting amylase.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Where are you going with this? Well, because where are you going with this?
I don't know. I just wanted to say the amylase thing.
Then
you get loads of saliva, so you pee more. Because when Harris is teething and he gets more saliva, he goes to the toilet a lot more.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I've read that online somewhere.
No. But do you know what? So this week we're going to do an ad break, guys. And here is my ad break.
All right, One Division.
Welcome to the Nexus.
So, guys, my ad break this week is to promote a new app called Cranky Uncle. And actually, Amy, your statement really brought it into focus as what we could talk about. So, Cranky Uncle is this app which is where you are trying to
I love how rogue this is.
work out whether or not a statement is one of the flick components. So it's either a fake expert, so the information that you're getting, it's all about science deniers. So you're trying to work out where people might try and deny science, or deny science. So you've got fake experts, you have got cherry picking, you've got conspiracy theories, you have got I'm trying to remember what the other one is. Fake experts, cherry picking, conspiracy theories, impossible expectations, and logical fallacies. So
it's quite annoying me you said flick and then I've done it.
All right, fine. I'll go back and do it again. So fake experts, so flick, fake experts, logical fallacies, impossible expectations, cherry picking, and conspiracy theories. So what it is you go through and you try and work out whether or not something is one of these particular things. So
it's when you're looking at a news story or something.
Is this one of your friends' apps?
No. It's an app produced by The Center for Climate Change Communication at George Mason University.
Oh, cute.
It's
Shout
really
out.
cool. Like, it's really cool.
Ross is excited to tweet
Yeah.
them.
So
Yeah,
do you wanna see what this is?
Give us an
So
example.
I'm gonna give you a test.
This could have been your Reddit online.
I know it was going to be, and then I
Instead
thought
of just giving us a horror story.
I'll just go for the horror story because it's much more exciting. So let's go with this one. Okay. Tell me what this is. So climate scientists just do this to get rich off the government grants. Is that a cherry picking information? Is it a fake expert? Is it a logical fallacy? Or is it a conspiracy theory?
Conspiracy.
Russ?
I don't know. What's a logical fallacy?
So a logical fallacy is where you jump to conclusions that don't make sense.
I'm gonna go
So,
with that then.
like, I have blue eyes, therefore I am really good at quantum physics.
You got
That's-
brown eyes.
That's I got blue eyes, but I'm not very good at quantum
Do you?
physics. Yeah,
You do not have blue eyes. They look very brown here.
that's because we're far away.
Okay.
But you're right. It was a conspiracy theory.
Hello.
So so it's really cool. So climate models are imperfect, so they can't be trusted. Is that an impossible expectation, cherry picking, a fake expert, or a logical fallacy? So climate models are imperfect, so they can't be trusted, says one person.
So the
cherry
expert
picking?
one.
So
The
that
fake expert.
no, it's not a fake expert because fake experts are unqualified people presented as a source of credible information. So like Gilly McKeith, for example.
Ah, okay.
Donald
Gillian,
Trump.
I get you. Okay, I don't know then. Cherry picking.
It's not cherry picking because that's where you're selecting information that confirms one position while ignoring everything else. So you've got impossible expectations or logical fallacies for the win.
Impossible expectations.
Impossible expectations is correct. So impossible expectations demanded unrealistic standards of certainty before acting on the science. So Ross, you'll know about this because of uncertainties. The uncertainty principles in physics. So guys, if you haven't downloaded it and you want to have an argument with some family members who are just throwing out some dodgy science, go and download Cranky Uncle from the App Store.
Okay, and the last story is to me, and guys, it's not very exciting. It's nothing to do with like Ross's like Price is Right or Andrew's rated 18 film. But I know you guys both suffer from these, so
Night terrors.
Migraine.
migraines.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
So the headlines is exercise the key to preventing migraines?
Oh,
Working
God.
out just 2.5 hours a week can slash your risk of painful headaches. So do you guys work out 2.5 hours a week?
No.
Not currently. No.
Not. Well, hold on. Right.
Golf though. If your heart
So
rate
I was
goes
about
up,
to say, right. So golf, like we're out for like 2-3 hours.
sometimes with you it's longer.
And the way I play, like going across the golf course in every direction, I cover twice the distance.
I just want to
I
say
pretty much have to run compared to the people I'm playing
I've
with.
got significantly better, so I am loving the game now. I totally understand why people like it. Yeah. Hope Tiger Woods feels better
Ross
soon.
is playing today. I know, for him.
Because he's a listener,
So-
obviously.
Yeah.
He's got not much else to do, is he, if he's stuck in
Shout
hospital?
out to Tiger.
Tiger, we love
Um,
you.
So they're saying, according to the NHS, they don't know what causes migraine, but like the exact cause, but they know that it's kind of basically a abnormal brain activity temporarily affecting nerve signals, chemicals, and blood vessels in the brain. Andrew, this is the Daily Mail, so is that correct?
It sounds like fake experts to me.
They said that they have it's in orange, and they said they've got it from the NHS
But
website.
having said that, though, like that does sound logical. That is.
It is the NHS
Yeah.
website, in fairness, and I
Yeah.
trust them. Now, do you guys have any kind of science behind why exercise might help?
Good blood flow.
Ross?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, just generally, if you're doing lots of exercise, you're going to be fitter, so therefore you're less likely to have blood flow problems. Would be my.
So it says here that exercise releases natural painkillers called endorphins.
Oh
Helps-
yeah. Oh.
Helps people sleep better and reduces stress. but if people with migraines are not exercising, they're not able to reap these benefits. So they did a test on like 4,500 people, I think it was. And bear with me.
See,
That's quite a lot of people.
like when I first start having
Yeah,
my migraine,
and-
the last thing I want to do is like go for a
No,
run.
you don't have to. It's like preventative. So
Yeah.
No,
what
but
they
it's
do
saying
is-
you release your endorphins like
Yeah,
from the
but I
No,
exercise.
but
think-
So
if
that's
you're
saying you need to do it
continuously
then.
doing it, then you're not going to get it.
Yeah, I think if you're not, it's not like when it's coming on. I think it's when it like a preventative sort of. If you're doing it every so often, then
Yeah, but even then,
you're
so if I
less
don't
likely.
exercise on the day I've got a
So
migraine.
the reason they
What
think
then?
this is because out of the 4,500 adults that get migraines, they worked out 73% of them got less than 2.5 hours exercise a week, and that is the minimum amount recommended by the
Who?
World Health Organization.
the World Health Organization. So that's the minimum amount. But no, I thought that was interesting. But
That is
obviously, it's
interesting.
something you need to.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see if there's other factors involved as well there. Like, because if you've got people that aren't exercising, you're probably more likely to be like overweight as well. So
And maybe have caffeine and stuff
yeah,
like
so,
that.
so you're making big assumptions by saying it's just because usually all these things it's to do about the whole it's hard to pinpoint one thing in a lifestyle that's causing a certain medical thing to happen.
Yeah.
So not exercising, being overweight, drinking lots of caffeine, all these sort of things, like they tend to go sort of hand in hand with
Yeah, that is
what
true.
people are doing.
Yeah, I suppose maybe it does sound as if it might be a logical
May-
fallacy.
So maybe all the people that
Do you want
are
to create buttons like they do on the last leg? Like, they've got a bullshit
Logical
button.
fallacy.
A logical fallacy.
I think we
Red
should create
herring.
them.
Woo. That's
Conspiracy
one of the other
theory.
ones. Logical fallacy
We'll do
split
that.
into loads of others. Very exciting.
I know. But
So,
with-
yeah, I think it's a reasonable idea, but like it could be something like caffeine, because I know like I'm reasonably unhealthy, but I used to drink loads of caffeine and that would give me loads of headaches, so I've had to like stop having caffeine.
But then was it not about that exercise releasing endorphins will reduce it?
Yeah.
Reduce the effects of it. So it's not saying it's going to stop them, but it's saying that it might reduce the effects of them.
Yeah, it might not make them as bad, or it might
Yeah.
just make it seem like a normal headache. But anyway, I thought
Yeah.
that was good.
That is
Migraines are bad.
interesting.
When I get like one a year,
migraines
one
are
bad one a
bad.
year, it's bad.
Right, I'm moving over to questions now from the public.
Questions from the public.
Now, spoiler alert, you guys have heard one of them, and it was the one that Ross tried to use as his fact. So why is the Eiffel Tower bigger in the summer? That has kind of baffled me if that is true. But it must be something to do with heat.
It is to do with heat, yeah.
It is.
A logical fallacy.
So it's let's go somewhere closer to home. Let's go to the Fourth Row Bridge.
Oh, hello.
Have you ever driven across?
We're going live to Jackie Bird at the Fourth Row Bridge. Hello, Jackie.
Hello. I'm here at the Fourth Row
Hi, Jackie.
Bridge.
Are you at the old Fourth Row Bridge that now just buses use?
I
And-
am. Yes.
Perfect. And what you'll notice is at each side of the bridge, there's a whole load of stuff that look like teeth that are sort of meshing together.
Yes, I see them. I thought they were for lowering the bridge. Are they not for lowering and raising the bridge?
No, they're not for lowering the bridge. The Fourth Row Bridge actually expands about a meter.
What?
About between a hot day and a cold day, and as you go over the old Fourth Bridge, you'll hear do do.
Oh,
Yeah, is that not the cat's eyes?
No,
I remember
that's
the
joints.
doo-doos. I quite
Oh,
like
I
the doo-doos.
Do you guys remember when you had to pay to go over?
Yeah, 50p. And then it was a pound.
Yes, but it got you there and back.
It
But
did.
then they took it away because they paid off the bridge.
You know, it used to be £5 to cross the Sky Bridge.
Jesus,
I know.
They should be paying you to come in.
I'd be spending far too much a week. What's that about?
You'd get a mate's rate, surely.
I might just leave my car on the other side.
So those are expansion joints that expand and contract depending on the heat.
So does the Eiffel Tower have that?
Well, the whole Eiffel Tower is made of metal. So metal basically expands a little bit more than something like cement. So it will, as the metal's heated up, it expands.
So wait a minute. When was the Fourth Row Bridge built? 50s, early
Yeah.
50s.
60s.
So they knew that science then. Like, oh, we're gonna have to have it's an extender.
Yeah.
Has
I
anyone
'cause
seen? That's from an Alan
Bridges
Partridge.
before were collapsing.
Well, I think that-
Really?
yeah, but I'm quite sure. But metal expanding is quite a ancient fact. I think.
Yeah.
Why does the Eiffel Tower need to expand though?
It doesn't need to. It just does. The metal just expands.
But they're
as it
not
gets
like
hotter.
bothered about it too much.
No, so I think the Eiffel Tower is made of mostly the same thing, so it'll all expand at the same rate. So it's not going to be an issue. Whereas
What about
something like the
Queensferry
bridge
Crossing?
that's made of cement and metal, so it's made of different stuff, that can become an issue and cause it to crack and fall apart.
But what about the Queensferry Crossing?
I'm sure it has
Yeah.
some sort of smart design
I'm
in it
sure
as well.
it'll expand. Yeah.
Yeah, but they can't. Yeah, but not when there's ice. They
But
said
then-
that they'd never close this bridge, and then it got icy, and they closed it.
Ah, but that
'Cause
was
ice-
that not ice on the top that was falling
Ice
down?
was falling. Yeah, but this has happened a
Yeah.
couple of times now. Because the Forth Row Bridge was like closed a lot throughout winter.
Closed after you had some beans at Christmas Day.
It was windy.
Pumped.
That's a terrible joke.
That was terrible. Yeah.
We'll cut that later.
Okay, so interesting. So that was our first question. Next question, bit biology, but I know Ross
Oh.
likes this topic. Sounds really weird. Can
Killer
cat-
whales again?
No, it's animals though. Can cats and dogs breed? And if not, why not?
Ooh, nice.
Well,
Andrew, take us home.
so you may not remember of the experiments in the 90s. There was a particular experiment called Cat Dog.
I've seen the cartoon.
It was an absolutely fantastic cartoon to really get the public behind the idea. And, ultimately, though, it was a disaster. No, cats and dogs can. Cats and dogs can't.
Is it just
now,
because they don't have the same genetic makeup?
Let me explain. Yeah, that is exactly the reason.
No worries. I've definitely asked Ross this question before.
All right. So, but it's not. So it's not that they're not able to do it. So cats and dogs can do the nasty, but they can't produce any offspring at all. Now, the reason they can't produce any offspring at all is because the number of chromosomes don't match up. So the number of chromosomes found in a dog are not the same number of chromosomes found in a cat, and therefore, when the zygote is formed, so two things that fertilize the egg cell that become the zygote, the number doesn't match up, and therefore it can't produce it. But it does happen sometimes,
Question for you. Amy's going to ask a question.
Me and Ross were both biting there to ask a question. Is there any like strange combination of animals that could breed? Not like a liger, like something more extreme.
What, like a centaur or something?
No, just like two animals that do have the same chromosomes that could actually they could match up, but like really random,
Well,
like a
most-
fish and a bird.
No, it's going to be things that are similar. So it'll be most like big cats. Most of them can do it.
What could we do with a
Yeah,
chimpanzee?
But like lions and tigers, they can do it, but the offspring is infertile, so they can't.
Really?
Yeah, so they a liger or a tylon, regardless of which version it is, they can't. They then themselves can't go on to make more of them because they're completely different.
And the same with like what ass? That's
An ass
like
is
a horse and a donkey.
horse and a donkey.
You
And
can have a
as
donkey,
broer-
and a
can't you?
mule.
As a mule is just a
That's a donkey and a horse, like the other way around.
Yeah. And then
I don't know which way
as
is
a
which.
brorse is a zebra and a horse.
You can have a zonkey as well. What about us with chimps?
No.
So we're probably too far away. However,
Yeah.
us with some of our closest relatives, like Neanderthals, for example, we could.
Are they the
Yeah,
ones
fine.
that are on their kind of like knuckles
Yeah.
crawling?
Yeah.
Quite
I
hairy.
don't think
Probably a bit more
Neanderthals
advanced than
were
that.
crawling. I think they
No,
were bipeds, so they were walking.
Jake, are we completely evolved then?
No,
Well, not what like to finish completion.
Yeah.
No.
nothing is
No.
ever completely evolved.
Oh, really?
No, we're constantly evolving. I mean,
No,
because we're
devolving now, Andrew.
we still have remnants of things from our previous evolutions. So some people have them. They have that, that. I don't know if you've seen that. If you put your thumb and your pinky together, and then tilt your hand, sort of as if you're like salt baying, right? If you get if there's a
the line that appears.
line that
I've got a
appears
line.
going down, you have
Look at that.
You have a
you
muscle.
see that?
Okay, yeah. So you have the muscle, right? That is allows for better gripping.
Oh my god, I'm so chuffed.
But that actually means that you haven't evolved it out.
Oh, I'm is that good
So-
or bad then?
Yeah.
Look, I've got both of them.
You're a monkey.
So you're air quotes less evolved because you've
Is
not
that
evolved
good?
it out.
What else can I check?
So the other one, there's a cut. Sometimes you can get holes in the back, near the back of the ears,
You've
which
got
is,
that as
Harris
well.
has got one.
So that's
Fish thing.
like fish gill type things. Yeah.
So my sister has one, and so does
Mhm.
Harris. It's one of the first things I noticed when he was born. I was like, oh, it looks like he's got his ear pierced. My sister can get an earring through her one.
Wait, it goes into the back here. It does not goes. It doesn't
Oh
go
no,
through the
she's
ear.
got one.
Oh no,
where's
sorry, it
where's-
goes here. It's here. It's at
yeah,
the top of the
yeah,
ear. Oh
yeah.
really?
Yeah, she can get an earring
Wow.
through it.
Ooh, that
I
is
know.
weird.
I'm really chuffed about this.
Yeah. So
Gonna ask-
that
I'm gonna
means
ask my
so
mum
that
and my
that
sister
can
if they
then
do it.
be normally that can if it's there.
Feel it.
Sometimes it can be removed and it can be
Ugh,
used to
feel it.
replace it. Replace the
Is
tendon.
it a muscle
somewhere
or a
else.
bone?
Tendon?
She's in. And Ross doesn't have it, and you don't have it.
I don't have it. No. We're
Ross, you do kind of have it.
No, like nothing like your ginormous thing.
Yeah,
Look how it's just sticking out.
it's very defined.
Oh, mine is like, hi, how are
Yeah.
you?
So that
Do you know what?
means you're unfortunately you haven't evolved to lose that because there's no need for it anymore.
I don't want to lose it. No, I'm gripping everything.
Well, you can't
can
lose
see
it
me.
now because you've got it. So
But so does it mean it might or might not have passed down to Harris?
it might.
I'm gonna have a
So
look at that tomorrow.
There's no way to tell for definite until you look. So
Okay, I'm gonna
go
test
go
that
wake him up
tomorrow.
right now, right? And find this out.
I want to see if you can grip. Oh yeah.
So
Cool.
Yeah, because surely we might find animals that do have the right chromosomes that match. So
Well,
if
so-
they had the right, so let's say you had a crocodile and a dog that both
Crocodile.
had the right chromosomes.
yeah, so it's not
Is
not
that
just-
the only thing limiting it, or is there other things as well?
I mean,
like,
there's-
obviously
there's
they're probably not
mechanics.
going to have like.
So yeah, so there's mechanics limiting things, but it doesn't mean it can't happen. But that's where we get into designing and manipulating. But
because I want a crocodile.
I
dog.
mean, you can move specific characteristics into other animals. That's just genetic engineering. So they've
Jurassic
got these
Park.
things called like spider goats that produce.
Oh yeah, they
so
produce
they
the
produce
protein in
silk
their milk.
and the
Yeah.
protein in the milk. Yeah, or
Sorry,
you've got
what?
you got these goats that produce spider silk protein in their milk, and then they can pull out
Then
spider silk
extract
from
that.
it,
Yeah.
and then that spider silk can be used in medical operations, etc.
So when I thought they did that, I thought they just put their hand in and pulled out the silk. There's a lot of processing
Yeah,
that goes
there's a
in
lot of
before you get the
processing.
silk.
So you milk it just like normal, and it's like normal milk from a goat, except you then pull out the fibers from it. It's a bit like or knockout mice, or which is where genes have been turned off specifically for things to happen, or you get glow in the
Oh,
dark
the ones that
animals.
glow in the dark. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they're different. You've added in a green fluorescent protein for them. But
Yeah.
But I mean, there's loads of animals out there that potentially we don't know, or potentially we need more information. And if you happen to know any more about these animals, then please feel free to drop us a link to iRedditOS@gmail.com. Or you can drop us a link on any of our social medias. We're at iRedditOS pretty much on all social medias. And we will see you in our next episode. Thanks, guys.
Tell us your favorite animal crossovers.
Okay, bye.
Bye. What's it? Shark de Poos.